JJ the CPA here. Hope you're doing well. Are we headed to another shutdown? I don't think we are. There might be pockets of that. There might be communities or cities or states where maybe they feel for the safety of the community, city, or state that there needs to be certain types of shutdown. I don't see how we would go to an ultimate shutdown like we experienced in 2020. But what I want you to really think through as a small business owner or as an individual is a reality that there will not be stimulus, at least not like what we saw in 2020 or in 2021, as in the PPP to the extent of that dollar amount. The employee retention tax credit could be something that continues. I don't know that there would be sizable stimulus checks. I do feel as though the EIDL loans are already being loaned out at the max, which is based on 2 years of gross revenue, no more than $500,000. I know that there's sectors that had stimulus that ran out quickly, specifically related to the restaurant industry. So if there's going to be stimulus, I think it would be more geared towards those types of businesses that would be most affected by any type of shutdown. I know in California here in July that, or at least my understanding is they're having a reduction in capacity for the availability for patrons to be in a restaurant. Might be slightly different if they are able to take care of those customers outside. Nonetheless, I would hope if there's going to be stimulus that it would be towards the truly or more highly affected type business. Here's the other thing to note is that when you think back on the stimulus that we've had in 2021, when you think of the employee retention tax credit, when you think of the restoration of the restaurant grant fund, those were based on your gross receipts being down. When PPP in 2020 came about, it had no qualifier other than you had W-2 wages or you were a self-employed individual with self-employed earnings. So even if they were to extend it to all businesses or extend it maybe to smaller businesses and not the larger businesses, there would definitely be a qualifier associated with it. So if you're rebounding well, phenomenal. I'm so thrilled to hear that. If you're on the uptick or you're at least doing what you did, pre-pandemic in terms of gross income, gross receipts, I don't see that you would get any stimulus, and that might even include those types of businesses that have the immediate perception that they would be most effective, meaning there might be restaurants that were affected with a shutdown, but they found other ways to make revenue, i.e. delivery, etc., and their numbers may not be down. Probably not the case. So overall, I don't want you to count on there being stimulus. Not as a, well, wink, wink, there's probably going to be stimulus, just don't count on it. I'm saying don't count on there being any more stimulus. And I don't mean to say that too forcefully, but what I mean to tell you is to hear it. There is not going to be any more stimulus that I believe you should count on. And I understand that the stimulus that has been paid out to individuals and families, anything helps, especially in circumstances where there is nothing, and anything that fills up a bank account to any dollar amount is going to help. Similar to the advanced child tax credits that are being paid out. It helps. So I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have stimulus. But when you look at the stimulus amounts, if we're being honest, for those that really were in the dire straits that those stimulus checks were most meant for, those dollar amounts kept you afloat maybe 30 days. Most likely helped you for 2 weeks. Most likely helped you with only 1 or 2 bills. The stimulus checks are, again, helpful, wonderful, needed. No criticism to it. No whining about it. But at the end of the day, it was not an end-all be-all for that individual level. For the self-employed, you know as well as I do, you got to scratch it out. For those that own your own businesses, you got to scratch it out. So what you need to plan on is scratching it out. So if you do think you're in an area, a community, a city, a state, where there may be a shutdown, partial shutdown, or reduction of your capacity, don't bank on, don't count on stimulus. So I said in the first 10 seconds of this video, I don't think there's going to be a shutdown. I definitely don't think there's going to be a nationwide shutdown. I don't think there's going to be a massive overall that any business that is non-essential is going to shut down. So hopefully you heard that in the beginning. And what I'm hoping is that you're not emotional and now going to the argument of, well, COVID's not real, or COVID's a disaster, or the vaccination's a scam, or everybody should get vaccinated. This isn't what this video is about. This is for a small business owner to wake up, get real. None of what your opinions are, okay? Let's just be honest. Your opinion of COVID, the vaccine, is it real? Is it a disaster? Is it a pandemic? Is it media hype? Is it unfair? Okay? We shouldn't have to have a vaccination. Why isn't everybody get a vaccination? That has nothing to do with it. Your opinion and being emotional is only you putting your head in the sand to not want to face facts. You stop at really what doesn't matter and most likely what you cannot control, especially as a small business owner. Any and all of that is irrelevant to you being able to stay afloat, to if there is any additional type of effect related to that, for you to be able to get through it better than before, for you to be able to land on your feet better than before if you are going to be affected. So you definitely can spend time talking about all of those issues, either side of the issue that you're on. You know, is it this party's fault? Is it that party's fault? Is it this political leader's fault? Or is this political leader going to help us? None of that's relevant, okay, in terms of your business and your customers and your vendors and your cash flow. None of it is relevant. You need to really start focusing in on what is relevant, and it's you, it's your family, it's your immediate cash flow needs, it is your employees, it is your customers, and your vendors. So there are people starting to say, oh, well, we think there's going to be a shutdown, or get prepared for a shutdown. You as a business owner should always be prepared for a shutdown, okay? Whether that's a fire, a disaster, a flood, you have an employee that is key that leaves, you have a major customer that leaves. Small business owners are probably tougher than ever because of what we all had to go through. So use that toughness to your advantage. You know, small business owners never got into business thinking that we're going to get anything like PPP, which was, in essence, a hand up. Here's an amount of dollars that, if used properly, you don't have to pay back. And oh, by the way, it doesn't have any tax effect. Small business owners aren't looking for that kind of support. They're not even looking for a hand up. Most small business owners, and including employees, including those that are scratching out even a side hustle, you never in your wildest dreams thought that you would get this thing up and running and then there would be some kind of financial help, if you will, from the government in the manner that it was. if you ever needed financial help, it was simply related to getting a loan, right? Getting an investor. So you need to protect yourself. You need to protect your business. You need to not put yourself in a position where you're going to have to dip into retirement. And I want you to be realistic on what your cash position is. What do you have in the bank that is available even if you were down for a couple of weeks? Even though I don't think that's going to happen, but learn from that. What do you have in the bank? What's your immediate funds that you're able to go to? What is your immediate liquid savings? You should not be going to retirement. If you've used up your savings, you used up your cash value, then what is it that you can do differently to help you build up cash? And that should just be a good principle for any business. So a lot of you probably are doing it, or you think you're doing it, or you hope to do it, or when you have time to do it. So just take this as almost when the news is reporting on this, or when people are talking about it, or you see posts about it, or people's opinions of it. Simply see it as a shot across the bow. Shot across the bow doesn't mean that you're going to be nailed and you're going to be a sinking ship and all is ruined. Shot across the bow is simply a warning. So take that warning and that information, take what you had already gone through with your business, what you learned from that, your toughness that you now have, and now apply it. And don't distract yourself with the commentary. Be prepared. So if there's a shot across the bow, you can waste time and talk about, oh, it's not really a shot across the bow. Oh, that would never happen. Or here's a shot across the bow. Oh my gosh, everybody go below, including the captain. Let's just get to the bottom of the ship. And now who's steering it? Learn from this. Be confident in your abilities. Be confident in what your business is, who you are. Because it doesn't matter if there's a shutdown or not, you will survive it, because if you still have a business that you had before the pandemic, guess what? You survived probably the worst, potential worst situation for any business, which is a complete shutdown or a near shutdown. Or if you didn't shut down, you had customers shut down or you had vendors shut down. I don't see we're going to have that happen again. But you went through all of that. So even if you're going to have now something that nicks your business, it's just going to nick it, right? It's going to slice somewhere or just take a little chunk, right? See it, prepare for it. Any business that continually looks at the what if. I talk with a group, my group 51 that I meet with monthly. We just talked about this, talking about what are the what ifs. But turn the what ifs, turn the potential insecurity that you may be having of this. And to be honest with you, even if you're on the side of the vaccine's a scam, this was all a scam, this isn't real, or maybe it's a little real, even if you're on that side of it, honestly, you're spending your time and effort when you're applying that discussion to your business. You can continue to talk about it. But when you're applying that to now your business planning, honestly, you're worried, but you're using the anger or the frustration of these other circumstances to ignore, to ignore the insecurity that you're actually having. Because if you're going into an emotional, whether it's scared or angry, in a lot of ways, it's distracting you from a reality. Now, for those that this is a very real thing, everybody should get vaccinated. Why is no one getting vaccinated? Please hear me. Continue to have your discussions. I don't believe in it. I do believe in it. Have your discussions. Talk about it with your family and still work that through in your mind and work it through and coming to that in personal. But when you're applying that to your business planning, that side of it can lead to you being minorly petrified or stunned or, man, I don't know if I should go left or right. Do not let the fear stunt you from thinking clearly and being prepared. And then for those that have made it to here, most likely you're not offended. If you are offended, you completely missed the entire purpose of this video. And this video then was mostly meant for you because you didn't hear anything related to your business planning. What you focused in on is, well, of course it's real, or no, it's a scam. And you're still then, and you can hear it, and you can click a thumbs down on this. I hope you don't, but you can click a thumbs down. You are exactly who this video is meant for because you are not facing a true reality of your business planning. You're wanting to focus in on most likely what you can't really control other than potentially yourself and your immediate family, maybe your employees. And should you focus in on that? Sure. Should you be an advocate for whatever you believe? Absolutely. So if you're offended right now, then check yourself that you are not facing reality for your business because you want to be focused in on the drama of this. Drama doesn't mean that it's not real. Drama doesn't mean that it's real. The drama of this because you don't want to face the realities of your business. So don't focus in on the drama, whether it's pandemic or COVID or anything else. Focus in on your business so that you can survive. Focus in on your business so you can survive. Focus in on your business so that you continue to take care of your family. Focus in on the drama all you want. Don't let it affect your business planning in the sense of not planning, in the sense of being stunted or not, in essence, facing realities. So we learned what can happen with our business with a rude awakening, that there are a lot of things out of our control. Many times as small business owners, successful employees, we're invincible, right? We're invincible. That isn't going to happen to me. Well, it happened to everybody or most everybody, or you definitely had an effect. So we know that that's the case. If you're hearing this as the sky's falling video, you completely missed the purpose of this video, and you need to go back and watch it from the beginning and hear what it is that I'm saying to you. And for you that are advisors, slap up, okay? Not literally. Slap up people's thinking of your clients, whether it's this side or that side. Focus in on their planning, their realities, financials, tax estimates, what's coming. Help your clients not be caught up in the drama as it's related to their business. What I want you to know is that when you go home, be caught up in the drama if you need to be caught up in it, either side of it. Be caught up because you're working it through in your brain. This is total scam and it's blah, blah. This is a total pandemic. Why is not everybody doing this? Do it. Be your voice. Talk to your family. Do whatever it is that you need to do. But when you come to business, it's numbers, it's money, it's planning. The drama is you not facing realities in terms of you now letting that drama spill in. Yes, the drama may, in essence, be why you're doing the planning, but then you got to be doing the planning. You got to be working. You got to look at your numbers. Get your bank statement out. Look at your freaking numbers. Look at your financials. Talk to your advisors. Get advice. Start facing it. Take 15 minutes. Take an hour a week. And now be a business owner. Don't just be the person that is servicing the customer and interacting with the vendors or interacting with your employees. That is all required as a small business owner. But also be a real business owner, okay? And hear me in the reality of actually looking at your business. Work in your business and work on your business. And many small business owners feel they don't have the time to work on their business, looking at your accounts receivable, making sure you're getting the collections, making sure that you're pricing your services or your products appropriately, looking to see if you should be increasing those. looking at your expenditures, looking at your line of credit, looking at what kind of line of credit should I have? What kind of planning do I need to do? Talking with your banker, talking with your investment advisor, talking with your accountant. I think there's a positive outlook, okay? In the sense of many small businesses are tougher at a minimum. Many small businesses are actually in a better financial position because they had to shed extra weight or they had to get more lean, which made them more efficient. Hopefully what you're hearing overall in this video is that I care. How can you care, JJ? You have going on 75,000 subscribers. You just did this video so that people would watch it to stir up. You didn't get the purpose of this video. Go back and watch it from the beginning. Stop fooling yourself. Hopefully I got you to a point where you get the point of this video. Well, who are you, JJ? I'm a certified public accountant. I've been practicing for 28 years. I've worked with thousands of businesses that have succeeded. Some have failed. There's been buy-sell agreements and all in the between, including disasters, family disasters, one-time disasters, minor disasters, and getting nicked. And what makes a business survive is considering the what-ifs. What makes a business survive is facing realities. What makes business survive is not letting emotion be the main driving force of your planning and letting the realities of numbers in black and white be more the driving force of your business planning. That's who I am. Don't you ever forget, you've never met a CPA quite like me. And I'd love it if you'd subscribe. All right, have a great one.